Hello and good morning. It's a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
Absolutely welcome. Now, Tuesdays come after Mondays. What do you expect? But this one is a different Tuesday because we have prepared it just for you guys out there to start your day on the right note.
Yeah, and trust me, sometimes you need the right boost. You need that little bit of inspiration, that smile in front of you on your screen just to start your day the right way.
Yeah, I've always said that Tuesdays are actually not the best days after Mondays. In fact, I think Tuesdays are more tedious than Mondays because you always push everything up until Tuesday. Like, I'll do it after. And then when Tuesdays come around, you're like, you have so much work. But we'll ease it up for you. We'll get it started for you the right way. Not alone,
of course,
because we have Goldilocks inside of the kitchen for us today. Hey, Goldie.
Hi, Mazzy.
Oh, wow. What's that?
Okay, so I know you don't like being called Mazzy, but the way you said Goldie, I don't know, it just had to rhyme somehow. Hi, Maz. Hi, Titi. How you guys doing this morning?
We are grand. That orange is fantastic on you, I
Oh,
must say.
thank you so much.
Who is
this
dressing
is
you
proof
these
that
days?
men see different colors. This isn't orange. Like, it's nothing close
Oh, God, here
to
we go
orange.
It's peach.
It's actually peach.
It's peach.
It's peach. It's peach.
I am
It's
not
peach.
going to start my Tuesday like this. You guys always do this when it comes to colors. Let's just let that be. Let the audience actually decide. If you know that color, please send it to us. Use the hashtag.
Please tell us what color
WakeUpNigeria on
this
TVC.
is. Please tell us what color this is.
We need to know.
Okay.
We need to
tell
know.
us.
Sometimes you need that kind of bright energy that Mary is giving off to start your day the right way. Hey, well, we have quite a lot to get through on the show today. But just in case you were wondering who we were, my name is Titilayo.
And of course, my name is Mazino Appeal. I want to remember you can see us live, GOTV channel 27, UHF channel 46. Make sure that you are on our social media platforms. It is TVC, that's at TVC Connect across all social media platforms.
Yes, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC if you want to send in any comments, contributions. If you want to talk about how bright and beautiful Mary is looking today, use that hashtag, don't forget. And of course, you can always stream the show live on our website, that's tvcentertainment.tv, and with our mobile app, which is available on Android and iOS.
All right, let's let you guys know what we have coming up today. So, for starters, today coming up, we are going to be blessing you guys with so much content that we've curated for you for a Tuesday.
Yeah, we have health coming your way on a Tuesday. Dr. Perfecta is going to be here. We like calling her Dr. Perfect, but she's going to be discussing how your mental health can actually lead to physical pain. Mental stress and physical pain are actually related. We'll be finding out how later on. Yeah.
Welcome back. Time to start a Tuesday.
In fact, so
Indeed.
many things. First off, before we talk about even the travel advisory, let's remember the earthquake that took place
on Monday.
That was
yesterday in
Monday,
Turkey. Again,
It was
really
a
sad.
6.2 magnitude earthquake. It wasn't as bad as what
The previous one of
yeah.
7.8 and 7.6.
I think there were, as at the time I went to bed yesterday, there were 3 recorded deaths, and we're hoping that it doesn't escalate further than that. I think it must be more than that already. But it's just so sad that these things are happening, you know, back to back. Only just 2 weeks ago, 44,000 as at the last count.
It's just a
People lost
scary
their
thought.
lives. It's really
You know,
sad.
I was watching a report on the situation and why it was so devastating 2 weeks ago. They talked a lot about how old a lot of the buildings were.
Yeah.
A lot of the buildings are over 50 to 100 years old. Their structures are weak. Then, of course, that particular location, that region, is located on a fault line. For people that understand how the circle or ring of fire is around the Pacific, they'll understand what the fault lines do. For those of you that did geography, you'll understand that those areas have always been a little bit tenuous. And there's some conspiracy theories around some activities from scientists in Europe that might actually be affecting the earth from beneath.
Really?
Yes.
They should stop.
They should stop, but
that was actually a report I came across early last year. And before that, there have actually been several such insinuations.
Well, if you're a geography expert, you'd know what fault lines are. It's just the earth grinding up on itself, and sometimes it just, pushes against itself and does that. It's like a snap. So when it does that,
it's
The impact.
impactful. Kilometers below the earth.
And, you know, it's actually a reminder to us. We have so many substandard buildings, even without earthquakes. We see, you know, buildings come crashing down, and it's due to, besides substandard, also not getting permission for certain structures, and so too many issues. It's really sad, and I know that's why the Turkey official, the Turkish government, arrested a lot of building contractors to come and prove that their structures were actually of good quality and up to standard.
should do that in
So we'll see
Nigeria.
how that dozens were arrested.
And then,
actually.
of course, in Syria, the reason why they couldn't get to so many people to rescue them was because a lot of the roads had already been closed off because of the unrest and basically the war that's been happening there all these years. And getting heavy equipment to even lift the rubble was challenging. Getting emergency workers there was challenging. So we just have, you know, our hearts go out to those who know people that were probably affected by this. And we pray for all of them and their families. Apparently, it's really cold there as well. You know?
So it's quite tough. Well, you know, when you mentioned roads, I remembered something. We have you know, something going on in Lagos today.
So today there's going to be an APC rally that's going to affect plenty of movement, and I think the third axial road, that's the entire expressway from this part of Lagos, the Agege-Motor Road, all the way to the stadium, I think. It's going to be affected. So you might want to kind of like map out your movements today, or maybe just limit most of your movements.
I usually say that when issues like this, or rather incidents like this are taking place, where events that are inevitable are to take place, it's very, very important to not go out if you don't have to. That's usually the best thing to do. I remember last week it was the Labour Party rally as well, and that entire access too was almost cordoned off. People couldn't really move around as well as they would have wanted to. So today is the APC. So let's just prepare.
Can we give a little more detail on
Yes,
this?
absolutely.
Absolutely. Some details. So as a result of the rally happening, it says here that the places affected would be Anthony, Maryland, Ikorodu Road, Idiroko, Obanikoro, Onekwa, and that whole axis, all the way down to Stadium. Motorists are advised to make use of the following alternative routes. From local airport to Maryland, they say use Kodesho, Obafemi Awolowo Way, Kudirat Abiola Way, former Oregon Road, Ojota, Maryland, and connect your destination. It says from local airport to K2 mile 12, it says you can use Obafemi Awolowo Way, Secretariat Road, which is Alausa area, use Ojota interchange, and then connect to your destination through K2. Now, while the procession holds on the main carriageway on the Ikorodu Road, the service lane will be available for use for motorists. It also says motorists can make use of the following. That's Ikorodu to Lagos, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to Lagos-Oshodi. Use the old toll gate, Alakpere, Ogudu, Iyanoworo, Third Mainland Bridge to connect your destination.
So those areas are going to be free.
Well, would it be free? Because that's where everybody else would be going. So
that's
that
why I
means
said if you don't have to be on the
traffic,
road, just stay off the road.
You guys won't miss me if I left early today, would you?
Well,
Mazino,
you won't miss me.
You know when you're supposed to go. Don't use that. And then, you know, when you were talking about the Ikorodu Road, I suddenly remembered that there was a boat mishap that took place Monday again. So I feel like tragedies when...
Something on a lighter note, you had a reminder that you wanted to remind people of. What's tomorrow going to be?
Mardi Gras. Oh, no, today is Mardi Gras, and then tomorrow is Ash Wednesday.
Look at you. Look
What?
at you.
honestly, there's so much going on.
I was referring to
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
Yes, that's why I did say
But
afterwards.
Mardi Gras came to your mind.
It's today.
Like, that shows your preference.
It's today.
Wow.
Okay, well, okay, so Mardi Gras is actually Fat Tuesday. That's literally what it means in French. It's a day set aside to celebrate. So it's done all over the world. So people dress in their fineries, they eat, drink, feast. You know why? It's the last time you're going to do that for the next 30 days.
Also, the fasting starts.
Because fasting starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is Ash Wednesday. Today is also called Pancake Tuesday. The reason
the
for
pancakes
that
you can eat?
is because it is believed, or that used to be the tradition. The day before Ash Wednesday, you're supposed to use up all the fat and all the
Everything in your house.
goodness in your house. So most people just use it to make pancakes because you're supposed to eat lighter, you know, show that you are in morning mood and, you know, fasting mode for the next 30 days. So today is actually a day of celebration for Mardi Gras. And Pancake Tuesday is the last time you're supposed to eat pancakes or rich foods for the next
I wanted to tell
30
my
days.
experience. My first ever experience for fasting was actually last year. It wasn't for any religious. Yeah, last year. I fasted for the very first time.
Like since the day you were born?
Since the day I was born. Never. It was actually for fitness or wellness reasons.
Intermittent
Now, I wanted to
fasting.
tell you
Just
something
wait
about
till-
fasting. Yeah, there's something when you subtract everything that is supposed to be, you know, sweet and
Good.
decadent and all of that. There's a certain sense hunger takes. It's almost.
Spiritual.
I was going for the other S word.
Oh, wow.
It is almost so.
Yeah.
You become so hungry that when you see food, you're aroused in certain ways. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
does that ever happen to you?
Okay,
And if
so-
that happens to you,
so
how do you,
hunger is like
how
a
do you
spirit.
recondition it with spirituality? Is my
Yeah.
question. Because it was quite a battle for me.
Okay, so the thing is with fasting, I don't know, maybe because I used to do a lot of fasting. No, it's used to. I haven't fasted in about a year or two now, but I used to
That's a
do a lot
short
of
time.
fasting. And so fasting now became so much a part of me that I did not feel the pain of fasting. So I'm pretty sure that if I decide to fast this year, I will definitely feel it because you don't get. I used to do is when the Muslims are fasting, when regular Christians are fasting, then when Catholics are fasting, I'll be Catholic. So
Wow.
that
a lot.
fasting came naturally to me. So I'm guessing it's going to be a struggle this year. I'm guessing
Well,
because it's been quite a while.
People definitely fast for different reasons,
Yes.
and it affects them in different ways. But it's a choice.
Yes.
Because you have to get rid of things that you really like, not just food.
Yes.
Well, at this point, we have to take a quick break. And there's still so much more coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Make sure you stay with us. Thanks so much for joining us. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. My name is Titilayo Onyiso. Thanks for joining us. We're starting with This Day newspaper this morning. Today is Tuesday, 21st of February, 2023. Old banknotes, APC governors provoking anarchy, says Atiku. They're inciting comments emboldening people to attack banks, it says. Sympathizes with citizens over hardship. Protesting youth set banks, INEC offices ablaze in Ogun. APC campaign, inconsistent. Atiku can't offer leadership, Nigeria leads. It also says at the top there, it says Irabo, we are good to go with Saturday's elections. Meet service chiefs, heads of DIA, NIA, DSS behind closed doors. Says troublemakers will get bloody nose. Page 10 has more information. It also has a campaign poster on it. And a final byline here, it says Southwest leaders back Tinubu for president on page 36. That's what we have on the cover of This Day. Let's see which other paper we have here. We have with us the Punch newspaper, and it says here, 4 days to polls, Nigeria chaos grounds economy. Banks ration 200 naira notes. Nigerians lament hardship. Protesters raise 2 Ogun banks, vandalize local government office. Says here, latest poll puts Tinubu ahead of all. Page 5 has more on that. Beside the masthead there, it says petrol rose by 55% to 257 naira per litre in January, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. It also has here a photo story of the members of the Commonwealth Observer Group, led by a former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, during their courtesy visit to the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja on Monday. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch. We have with us the Nation newspaper as well. It says here on Naira, customers overwhelm banks with cash demands. 30 held after arson on 4 branches. Malami in talks with APC leaders. JAMB registers 1.6 million UTME candidates. 4 policemen, 3 IPOB suspects killed. Page 27 has more on that. Southwest leaders back Tinubu, commend APC on power shift. Polls tip Tinubu to win. Page 6 has more on that. On pipeline vandalism, it says here, oil theft hurting economy. Buhari meets Ethiopian Airlines over Nigeria Air. And let's see what else we have here. The photo story here says, amalgamation of Fulani groups endorse Tinubu. Page 5 with more information.
And you're welcome. I think we should call this part of the show Naira Watch. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, exactly. And today on Naira Watch, the Nigerian...
No.
Yeah, before TVC News will come and employ me. But in any case, how's your Naira going? I mean, literally, how is it going?
So can I go? Can I go?
Go,
Yeah,
go,
sure.
go.
So what I wanted to say is that I've started a tech training with my parents.
Oh,
Training
can my
them.
parents join?
Teaching
Please.
them how to use the apps and
Transfers,
transferring
USSDs,
with
all that.
USSD. That's the SMS transfer. Like, mommy, you have to learn this. Like, just do this. Sending screenshots, examples, doing transfers to
And
her.
it is
that's
absolutely
you
necessary.
know,
So I, on the other
I have
hand,
to do that now.
I've refused to let them do their transfers.
Why?
Good. So, you know the way you deal emotionally with failed transactions,
Yeah.
sending to the wrong accounts, all those things. I don't want them to go through that.
Yeah, then there's that.
So, like,
Yeah.
it's easy to say, and then, you know, this temptation. That's when somebody will come and say, oh, if you don't give me this money now, and then the money that you probably kept that they should use with it for something else. Hey, I don't have cash. Hey, okay, give me your account. But when they pass it through you, what is this for?
You have to criticize.
Yeah.
You have to critically
What
look
is
at
that
it like,
for? It's even
you know.
helping them better manage the small.
I'll tell you my experience. My
the
dad
little
called
they
me
have.
yesterday in the evening, and he says that, oh, I'm a bit stranded. I'm trying to get fuel. I'm like, okay, you're trying to get fuel. That's good. Where are you trying to get fuel? He says black market. I'm like, okay, how are you trying to get fuel? They're like, yeah, he paid them with the
You see yourself, 1,000 you could not give me yesterday.
I said, don't move. I'm coming. By the time I got there, I
He had
realized he had
paid.
already paid. Lady had already...
And those ones had already
They
grabbed.
straight
the
up.
car.
So that's the problem now. The problem is this year. How will I put it? They're oblivious to the stresses that you have to go through to get that naira. Because I make sure that they have a little something with them, just so that in case of anything absolutely urgent. But to them, it's regular. I had to stop my dad from going to the bank the other day because he didn't know how crazy the situation
been
was.
out there, yeah.
So I have to do these running arounds for them personally, and I'd rather it that way. However, new situation. The state of the 200 nairas that have been allowed to flow into the system. I got a batch yesterday, and I must tell you, it's not just what you see on Instagram and all of that, where people are complaining about what it. Literally, it stank.
It's
It
smelly.
was horrible. It was in tatters, and I must imagine that this thing might have been in storage for decades.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I don't know if you guys have experienced it. The 200 nairas especially.
It's actually started weeks ago.
Yeah.
When you go to the bank, you know, after the old cashless policy really kicked in, you go to the bank, they'll give you 100 naira, 50 naira, and you're wondering, please, which part of the incinerator did you
bring
drag
this one
this
out
out
of? How
from?
where did you save this one
Like,
from?
there were some that you could even see like burns on the edges. Like, is it that you saved this money from
the
fire or
fire.
something?
Mold-ridden, smelly.
Honestly, you can only imagine the kind of bacteria on those notes. You
Stop
can only
it.
imagine. You know, there's sometimes back in the day in the bulk room, there was this bulk room thing that banks used to have, where if you wanted to deposit large amounts,
They still
there's
do.
I don't know whether they're still
They
active.
still have them, actually.
They still
But
do.
those guys used to wear masks
Because
and
it
gloves.
was a horrible state.
Only
smell.
goodness, God knows where those notes have been, how they've circulated, where they've been stored, the kind of. And
if you
now that is in circulation, they're still considered legal tender,
Yes.
and people can still use them.
And people are
So-
rejecting it. If it's too tattered, you take it back to the bank yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody
Bank
will
gave
collect it
the
from
bank
you.
gave it to you themselves.
Yeah, so go and give it to them.
Oh goodness me! It reminds
Talking
me
about
of-
the... Oh, Go ahead.
Yeah,
Reminds me
I
of
was
filling stations.
okay.
How filling stations used to have all those rugged notes before. That was where people used to take rugged
Deposit
notes
all their
to.
rugged notes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll buy fuel.
Yeah, exactly. And that brought me to something. I noticed that many parents aren't even aware of this. You finish counting cash, or you touch cash, or you're just coming in and you just grab your baby or
Oh, no.
your children. See, if you can, avoid your children having contact with cash of any kind.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things happen. I remember seeing one tweet years ago of a guy that was stranded in the restroom. He rushed into the restroom.
Stop, Mary, stop. Mary, stop. See, why
He
even play the
rushed
music just to
into the
stop you?
restroom. He had no other choice
But to use...
but to do
Oh, no.
what he had
Mary,
to do.
stop. In any case, I wanted to call out a couple of instances that have been happening, especially inside Ogun State with the banks
Yes,
being
the
burned.
Shagamu fires.
Shagam, yeah. Listen, I don't understand the rationale behind that because, first of note, when you're done with burning the banks,
Yes.
and then you don't have any place else to go and get monies from, what kind of situation do you think you just put yourself in?
Exactly.
Having
It's
to
simple
travel
logic.
for hours.
What? Why would you do
If you
that?
burn the machines or destroy the machines, how are you going to get cash from
I
them?
don't
Traveling
know.
all
The
the way
same
to
cash you're
Abeokuta.
looking for. I don't
Crazy.
know.
And then the
There's no
people
logic
losing their
behind it.
jobs because of this, because
Yes,
those
of
branch workers, not all of them will still have employment unless by some kind of miracle. Please, let's be careful. Destroying things, vandalism
It's
is
not
not
the
the way to go.
Stop hurting
Looting
yourself.
is not the way to go. Please.
Yeah.
All right, guys. And on that note, we'd love to hear your comments and contributions. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and we'll see every comment. Let's take a quick break.
And you are welcome. It's time for health. And as it has become regular in the past couple of weeks, we have someone very special. Dr. Perfecta is in the house once again. And today we have a very special topic. Today we're talking how mental stress can actually translate into physical pain. Of course, you know her as an alternate health practitioner. And we always love to have you here on the show. Welcome once again.
Thank you for having me.
Grand. So I've always been one who tells, anybody who cares to listen to me that it's mind over, actually that's Titi. Titi says this a lot. Mind over body. What you think is what manifests. And I'm glad that we're talking about this today, how mental, your mental state can actually begin to seem physical.
Right.
But you're the experts, so tell us exactly how that translates.
Okay, so let me start with the fact that when a person is dealing with stress, no part of the person's body is immune to it. So be it the emotions or be it the behaviors or even the physical health can be affected, right? And then everyone goes through stress, one form of stress or the other. And our bodies are like well equipped to handle them in small doses. However, when it becomes like chronic long-term, that's when it now begins to pose a cost to the person's physical health or any other part of the person's body. So another thing about people when it comes to stress is that now, when it comes to that, for me, I can say that this manner of stress is fine. And then for you, you'll be like, if you have to stay under that manner of stress, that is going to be too much for you to handle. So stress differs for people, right? But the problem now is people don't even know when they are stressed.
Exactly. Because, I mean, even if it's, I'll use the instance of having a little rock in your shoe. You might be comfortable when you put it on, even if it's just a little prick. But if you wear that for like an entire day, it becomes such an annoying thing.
Right.
So people don't realize when they are inside a stress situation. Sometimes they just overlook it.
Right.
But then it has a way of affecting you mentally and, as you say now, physically.
Physically.
But what do I do, or how can I guard against those little stresses or stressors that
Right.
might become something that I can't deal with eventually?
Okay, so it's also going back to the part that everyone needs to understand their bodies, right? So because you know that if you put it on for like a couple of hours, it's fine. But then when it's more than that couple of hours, then it becomes like a form of, giving you so much stress or mental work there. You need to understand that this time is not good enough for me. So everyone needs to understand their stressors. I'll say that again, because instead of repressing it, it's not even just about the shoe thing that you just described. Generally. Like if you're currently, if I get to the point where I get angry and I have to stay for like that for a while and I don't process it, then it can lead to splitting headaches. And that's for everyone. Sure. And then if I stay at that same point for a longer time, I won't be able to digest food properly. It can lead to digestive issues. I'm not talking about, I'm just using myself as a point of example right now. But then it's like that for most people, right? Because that's another form of physical pain that it has like manifested into. So if a person is dealing with maybe so much responsibilities and the person feels like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, it can manifest as shoulder pain. Right. So it's not just all in their head.
Wow.
If a person has conducted so many like physical examinations and routines, tests and all of that, and there's no pointer to say, okay, this is exactly the reason, medically speaking, why you are dealing with this pain, then they have to start thinking of what's going on in the head. It's called psychogenic pain.
Psychogenic. Say that again.
Psychogenic pain. It's the relationship between when emotional stress leads to physical pain. And that's what I explained. So basically, psychological factors like anxiety, depression, or even long-term like physical stress can then like metamorphose into the physical pain that people deal with. So it's not just in their head. When they say, oh, everything is fine, the test results came out fine, lab work fine.
But then we don't know what's wrong.
Right, so that's the time for them to own in on the mental health evaluation.
So what do I do as an individual who wants to be stress-free and, well, lead a healthy life? Starting with my identification.
Yes, identify your
That's
stress.
a long process because you actually have to go through these instances to be able to relate to them and say this and this is the problem. I don't want to even go through them. I just want to already be stress-free.
Okay, then I'll say understand your body. Understand your body so you can differentiate when this is a physical-based issue or an emotional-based issue. Like, is it your emotions? So every time you're currently dealing with something, be true to yourself and identify what exact state you are in. Are you angry? Are you sad? Is it this? Is it that? So many people always want to shy away from what emotion they are currently feeling. And so they repress it. And then consistently repressing it can...
So what advice do you give to people who are constantly in that state of anger or who are always perhaps maybe any little thing irritates them? Do you think that they stand big risks when it comes to their physical health as well?
Yes, they do. Because when you stay longer in that emotion, it can start impairing other organ function and then lead to physical pain.
So at the end of the day, it's a social thing. Our social environment and our social interactions also affect our health as well.
Right.
My mother used to say this. I never used to believe her. I mean, now here's a doctor telling me about this in my face. But it's actually, and I experienced that myself. The longer I stay, and I try not to, I'm never angry for too long. I get very angry, but then again, that's just it. But I've experienced instances where I have this swelling just because I'm angry. My glands start to swell. I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to stop being angry.
Now, what you just said, our bodies has a way of expressing what our minds can't handle. Or like what our minds cannot, what you cannot...
Excess of what the mind...
Right.
Yeah.
What you cannot admit, what you don't want to admit it, our bodies has a way of expressing it.
Oh, wow. Okay. So when it comes to remedies, then, if I'm already going through these instances and my body's reacting so and so, apart from removing those stressors, are there medication that one could turn to, whether it's alternate or orthodox?
Oh, so that would be personalized again. So because then you'll need to know exactly what it is that you're dealing with. But more than that, more than the physical medication or therapies that the person has to go through, the person has to go through like a mind-body thing. So where you get to talk therapy and all of that, or therapy, so that you get to, speak about what exactly it is, acknowledge the emotion, consider why you have it, identify positive behaviors to, nurture it, and then you basically obey all of that.
The remedy is still a mental process as well.
Right.
Wow. Dr. Perfecta, that's a perfect way to bring an end to this discussion here today. Always a blessing when you come through. Love her, don't you guys? Absolutely. We can't wait to have you on the show again. Please do come back, and next time, bring with you a very, very interesting topic just like this one.
Right.
I'm sure you're still coming in next week because it's still February then. Yes. So thank you very much for joining us. And of course, hey, the fun doesn't end here. The best part is actually inside the kitchen where the ladies are preparing something absolutely fantastic. Mary, what is it we're having today?
Coconut rice. That's what's for breakfast. And today our chef is a new chef. Her name is Chef Kenny. It's so good to have you in the studio with us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Fantastic. So what is life without breakfast? Like, breakfast completes your morning. In fact, it's usually recommended to start your day with breakfast. So coconut rice is ideal for breakfast, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients. What are we using to make our special coconut rice? So we're starting off with this. That's some oil. What kind of oil is that? Granite oil. Granite oil. Okay, then plantain.
I have plantain.
Okay.
I have coconut powder.
Okay.
I have curry.
Okay.
I have chicken stock.
Okay, so this is chicken stock.
Yeah.
This is curry.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this?
Crayfish. Magic
Seasoning
cube,
cubes, rice,
Yeah.
onions,
Green pepper.
green pepper,
And red bell pepper.
red bell. Okay, red pepper there. Then
Fish. Dry fish.
dry fish. So you've already shredded this. You've tried
Yes.
to put it to tiny pieces. Then we have
Eggs. Goat meat. Coconut. This is a bay leaf, the blended one.
blended bay
Bay
leaf.
leaf, yeah.
Okay. All right. So run me through the process. How are we going to put all of this together? Because I'm seeing so many things happening, and I'm wondering, okay, what's going to happen? What's the first thing we're going to do?
First of all, boil water. Heat my water.
Okay.
Pour my rice.
Okay.
Then after I cook boil for like 10 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then I'll bring it out.
Okay.
Wash.
Okay.
After washing, I'll now put my pot on the fire.
Okay.
After putting the pot, I'll do the frying of my fish,
Okay.
pepper, onion.
Oh, so you're going to fry all of these again?
Yes.
What are you frying it with? With the onions?
Yes.
Okay. What about the pepper?
I'm frying.
Okay, so you fry the pepper first, the onion and pepper.
Yeah.
Then you add the fish
Yes.
and the meat.
No.
No meat yet. So just the fish that you fry with the pepper.
Yes. And
Okay,
the
so
onion.
what then happens with the crayfish and the seasoning cubes?
So after I put my rice
Yeah.
on the fire back, I'll add my crayfish and the seasoning because so that it won't burn. Get burned quick, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So afterwards, what are we doing with the eggs? Because I observed you haven't mentioned the eggs.
I want to use it to serve my food.
Oh, to garnish. So
yes.
we're going to boil the eggs.
Yes.
Aha. So we're boiling the eggs and serving with the coconut rice. So basically, this is coconut rice with a difference because this one is going to have the dry fish and it's also going to have goat meat. The ingredients are currently on your screen right now in case you missed it. Coconut rice and goat meat. The Chef Kelly forgot to include and boiled egg too. So coconut rice with goat meat and boiled egg. So we're definitely having a mouthful this morning regarding breakfast. Okay, so we can't wait to get this done. I've actually always been curious about something. I keep saying coconut rice, coconut rice. Is it something that has ever occurred before where you have to make coconut pasta?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Really?
And it's nice too.
It's the same process?
Yes, the same process.
Okay, okay. So I also observed that you have coconut water.
Yes.
At what point are we going to put in the coconut water? Is it when the food is almost ready so as to
When the
retain-
food is almost ready, then I'll add my coconut water to bring out more flavor.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we have the coconut water stored somewhere because this place was too full. So run us through the process of extracting the coconut water because I remember you said something about having to sieve it as well.
Yes.
So how do I extract coconut water?
I'll add water to heat.
Okay.
Then I'll now sieve so that I can get more
So
water from
you
it.
grate this.
Yes.
Do you grate this or can I use a blender to save
You
time?
can blend and you can grate too.
So when you're blending, you have to add water.
Yes.
Then when you get the water after
I'll
blending,
use my white handkerchief.
you use the white handkerchief.
Yes,
Okay, so
to
you now use
sieve
it to
the-
sieve
the
the water
from the coconut.
after blending it.
Yes.
Aha. So that's the easy way to get your coconut water so you can make your coconut rice. It's something you can easily make at home instead of having to go in search of coconut water. At this point, we have to take a break. When we return, we have so much more for you on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. Really, Burna Boy, this is one of the reasons you cannot cancel Burna Boy. When it comes to performances, he always takes the Afrobeat thingy with him. Like he owns it, the African in him. Oh my God, no wonder he's the giant. Okay, no, this is not me trying to push the Burna brand, but that's cool. I really enjoyed that performance. Welcome again to the kitchen. Chef Kenny is still in charge, making us breakfast, coconut rice with goat's meat and boiled eggs. And so far, so good. Chef Kenny, what have you been doing? I'm seeing some things that weren't here before, like the blended pepper. You've blended the green pepper and the other pepper. You've also, what else did you do?
Coconut.
Okay,
And I
so
extract
yes. So this is the coconut that was blended, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when you blended the coconuts, this is like coconut milk.
Yeah.
So when you blend the coconuts, this is what you get.
Yes.
So you squeeze it for the water.
To come out.
And then this is what you get when you squeeze the water.
No, this is the coconut
This is the
water.
coconut water.
Yeah.
So this is, okay, this is what you get when you squeeze it.
Yes.
So how do you get the coconut water?
When I break the coconut.
When you break the coconut, so the water in it is what you just put
Yes.
here. While this is what you get when you squeeze it. So what happens to the chaff? You know, the...
I've trashed it now.
Okay, so you just trash it.
Yes.
It has no value.
Yes.
Oh, so why is it that people don't use that inside the rice to at least give it that crunchiness when you're eating, to make you feel like you're eating coconut rice? Have you ever tried that?
No.
Maybe by mistake.
Not.
Okay, well, food, for me, food is something that you can always experiment. So next time you blend your coconuts, just remove a small portion before you go and cook for your family, and they will say, what is this? Just do a small portion and just experiment what happens when you leave the chaff with the milk, okay? Me, I've never done it before, so I cannot tell you that this is what will happen, but you can do it and tell me, okay? I'd like to know. At this point, we have to take a break because we're 1 hour down. We still have the other side of the hour for 45 minutes to go. This is Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Hello and good morning. Now the sky is clear, the sun is shining, and it's time for the second hour right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
You make it sound so Disney.
Well,
I'll put it this way. There's
bright.
10,000 people on the road trying to get to the same destination you're going, so you better get out now or never. Reality.
you need to embrace the possibilities, seize the opportunities that will be coming your way. Be optimistic, even as you're going out into traffic. Believe.
Yes, indeed. You can do anything, absolutely anything you set your mind to. Times might be rough, but hey, if you look closely, there's always something to be grateful for. Hey,
Very true.
what's that?
What? Plantain?
No, I see you're taking a breath, but plantain
Breath-
too. Be grateful
I'm
for
smelling
plantain.
I'm smelling plantain.
I was
As
trying
I'm
to be-
breathing in.
I was-
Mary is the one.
I don't know how you are smelling plantain that has not been done yet.
I wanted
We
to be
just
very.
put the plantain in the air fryer and they are smelling it.
Yeah,
already.
we can
smelling it
actually.
too.
But
When it's now done.
I was making a reference to the fact that you can breathe right now. You're alive, and that's something to be grateful for. When you add the plantain to it, then I guess it's a double win. So yeah, that too, guys.
There's so much to be thankful for, and we are so grateful that you joined us this morning. For those of you who have been through the first hour, you've had fun, but it's even about to get better. We appreciate each and every one of you as you join us on the next 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
And I am Mazino Appeal. You can watch the show live. GOTV channel 27, UHF 49 is where to find us on terrestrial. Want to follow us as well? We are on our social media platforms as TVC Connect all across.
You can always watch past episodes of the show on YouTube, tvcentertainment.tv, or rather, well, that's the website.
Yeah.
But it is TVC Entertainment on YouTube as well. You can send in your comments, contributions. That's our hashtag, eh? Yeah. You should be following it by now. Hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Day.
Mother language or mother tongue.
as some people like
Yeah.
to call it. So today is International Mother Language Day. Isn't it funny how children pick up their mother's language? Perhaps because they spend a lot more time with them, faster than they pick up their dad's language. That's for parents who are,
Multi-tribal.
multi-tribal.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful my mom is around enough to instill a lot of Yoruba into my kids, because my Yoruba intonation could be better. Let's put it that way. I'm putting it nicely.
Well, it's better than mine.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
You're not
Yoruba.
Yoruba. Yeah. But can you speak your language?
I can't speak my language, but in the way Lagos-born
Oh, God.
Isoko,
speak it.
speak it. Yeah. So, well, it's grand. My daughter has taken to writing it down, however, and we've downloaded the Bible in both Isoko and English. So when
nice.
she reads the Bible in English, she goes down and reads it in Isoko.
That's
so
amazing.
that's one
That's
way
a
to
smart
teach
one.
them.
Yes, that's a good one. I'm going to imbibe that.
Try
I'm
it.
going to imbibe that.
Right.
Okay, so Nia Kokoi.
Nice, nice. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Asiko.
Okay, ní àkókò yìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ nǹkan tí bóyá òjò máa rọ̀ lẹ́ni àbúrò máa rọ̀.
Yay!
Nice. Thanks for joining us. It's about time for us to take a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinsan. Thanks for joining us. We begin in Ogun State, where normalcy has since returned in some parts of Shagamu, as the Commissioner of Police, Frank Mba, led officers with the support of the military to tackle the protests over scarcity of the new Naira notes. The protests led to the vandalization of banks, local government office, IBEDC office, and other public infrastructure in the area. No fewer than 4 banks were reported to have been attacked by the rioters as they set up burned fire on the roads. They also attacked the local government office and moved some of the valuables in the building out and set it ablaze. Worried by the development, the traditional ruler of the town and paramount ruler of Remo land, Oba Babatunde Ajayi, has called for calm. The paramount ruler urged his people to embrace peace as they engage the federal government on how to find solutions to the problem. Ogun State governor says the Shagamu protest is politically motivated as innocent people were attacked, banks and public infrastructure destroyed and razed down. The governor, who spoke through his chief press secretary, Kunle Shomori, alleged that some members of the People's Democratic Party were seen leading the demonstration. He added that while the protests were purportedly against the scarcity of Naira notes, the real intention of the promoters of the protests became obvious with the involvement of known PDP members. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party candidate for Remo Federal Constituency, Bola Oluwole, has denied his involvement in the violent protests at Shagamu. He said he's not connected to the protest, adding that Nigerians are not, or rather are only angered by the economic hardship in the country and their inability to access their money and the fuel scarcity. The Federal High Court, Abuja, presided by Justice Obiora Egwatu, has granted bail to the nephew of Kogi State Governor Ali Bello in the sum of 500 million naira. Mr. Bello was granted bail alongside 3 others, and part of the bail conditions, the defendants are to provide 2 sureties, each in like sum, and must be residents in Abuja. The sureties must have landed property worth 500 million in Abuja and the original title of the property deposited with the court. The defendants are not to travel out of the jurisdiction of the court in Abuja and must deposit their passports with the court. The matter has been adjourned till 17th and 18th April for the trial. The defendants are to be remanded at the correctional facility pending the perfection of their bail conditions.
Ordinarily, we hope to meet the bail conditions today. But if you cannot meet it, definitely you still have to be remanded in custody until you meet. But hopefully, I think before the end of business today, we should be able to meet. The duty is on us now to make sure that we meet those conditions.
The U.S. President Joe Biden has made a surprise visit to Kiev, his first to Ukraine since Russia invaded almost a year ago. It comes as the anniversary of Russia's invasion approaches on 24th of February. Biden said the United States would stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes and praised their heroic fighting. He is due to begin a 3-day visit to Poland later today. President Vladimir Zelensky hailed Biden's most important visit and thanked him for supporting Ukraine. Meanwhile, EU foreign ministers meeting in Brussels will discuss how to make sure Ukrainian forces have enough ammunition. All right, here on Wake Up Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a quick break and be back with more.
Okay, welcome again to the kitchen. And of course, Chef Kenny has been hard at work trying to prepare breakfast for us. Coconut rice with goat meat and boiled egg. Now, something smells really good. Yeah. So I'm going to let her tell us what she's done in that pot because the aroma is coming from there. So what's in there?
Coconut water.
Coconut water, okay. Yes. What else?
And the coconut I sieve.
Okay.
The blended coconut I sieve.
Okay, so you poured it in there?
Yes, onions, pepper, the bell pepper, crayfish, and my seasoning and other my reception.
Yeah. So you know, during the introduction of the show, the word plantain was being thrown around very loosely, and this is the reason. Plantain, air-fried plantain in all its glory is right here in front of me. So, Mary, just watch out. Count them.
No, I already know it's already it's happening. I can see something going 10, on here.
That's 10 pieces.
This place.
10 pieces.
So this was actually air fried. The plantain was air fried. Mm-hmm. So if you've wondered whether you can do dodo with your air fryer, this is what it would look like. Okay, so you can air fry your plantain. And that's healthy eating, as they say, okay?
Look how air-fried plantain looks.
Yes. Okay, so let's get back to the cooking process. Now that we have this boiling, what are we putting in next?
Our dry fish.
Dry fish, okay?
Yep.
So I thought we were going to fry the pepper.
No.
Okay. I actually thought we were going to fry it with onions.
I want to fry pepper to sauce the goat
For
meat.
the goat's meat,
Yes.
okay.
That's where the fry
So, the fish.
Okay.
dry fish.
Loving it.
All right. Okay.
Which type of rice is this? It looks.
It's Nigerian rice.
Is it
Yes.
Nigerian rice?
Aha, it looks really
Yeah,
good. Did you have to wash it a
clean
lot?
3 times after
Three
parboiling.
So I keep hearing people say the reason they do not eat Nigerian rice is because of the fact that, it takes a lot of stress to wash. It's filled with stones. You are a chef. You deal with rice regularly.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree with that assertion that,
Yes.
it takes
That's why we parboil before
Washing.
the normal cooking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you were to choose between the local rice and the foreign rice, taste-wise, which would you say is better?
I prefer the local
The
rice.
local rice. That's usually the thing. So people who even complain about the stones usually say, it tastes a lot better. Of course, it's healthier, but the problem is the washing process, having to go through all that stress to wash it. So perhaps producers of local rice could do a lot better in that regard, so we can have standard rice. But okay, so can we get started with the sauce? Because our last guest is looking at us like, don't tell me breakfast is not ready in time, because I am here to have breakfast.
What's happening in there in that pot?
She's boiling some eggs.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, so the
Eggs.
coconut rice, they're going to get served with the eggs.
Boiled eggs.
So we're going to have a plate of coconut rice, goat's meat, boiled egg, and plantain.
Everything you're saying is working very nicely.
But that plantain is calling you. I know.
No, even the coconut, everything you're saying is just working. Is this pepper?
Yes, this is actually the green pepper.
Oh, nice.
This is the green pepper, and this is the red pepper. So this is actually blended bay leaf.
I've never seen
So
that.
that's
before.
actually part of what
I've
me
never
too.
seen blended bay leaf.
Yeah, like I've never seen it grinded to powder. Yes, but
But why not just use the whole leaf? What's the difference?
what's the difference between using the whole leaf and the powder? Is it so it just people don't like to see
Coconut
it?
rice is a local rice now, so I don't think it's necessary to put the bay leaf. So
You can put
I
it
prefer
blended
it blended.
instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I think I should try it.
So let's get
nice.
started with the sauce. So oil.
Oil,
I want the
onions.
pot to get dry first.
Oh, the pot, yeah,
Okay,
pot
so
needs
the
to heat
pot
up,
needs
yeah.
to dry, of course.
Yes.
So we put in the oil, then the onions go in.
Yes.
Okay. After that,
There's some
the pepper.
I'll add small coconut.
Oh, so that's why
sauce.
you saved this coconut
Yes.
sauce. Oh, is it when it's almost ready you add it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Ingredients
so,
one more time. There's still some sliced onions here.
Yes, we're gonna use that for the sauce.
Chicken stock cubes.
Yes.
I think this is crayfish.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Yes.
Ooh, nice.
They're currently on your screen anyway, so you can scribble them down for the coconut rice and goat's meat and boiled egg and plantain breakfast. A real mouthful. That's what we're having for breakfast. So we'll try, because the side eye our guest is giving us is giving me the jitters as well. So we'll try as much as possible to ensure that breakfast is ready in time for us to serve our guests.
Yes, sir.
Right now, however, we need to take a break. Stay with us. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria.
Joining us on the couch for a
Yes.
chat is multi-talented, did I say that again? Multi-talented screen actor and also model, Roseanne Chikwendu, popular for her role as Alex Igwe in the blockbuster movie The 1 Minute Man. She has also featured in so many other flicks, especially Grind, which is making waves all over the place.
And in Grind, she is known as Tasha, a.k.a. Edesire. It's so good to have you here this morning.
Glad to have you. First
She's
off,
the villain there.
she's a villain. You
Yeah.
played a villain.
Yes.
Oh, wow. There's
Yes.
something about the way you look. There's a perpetual smile on your face. It never goes away. How do you manage that? Do you ever get angry? What do you look like when you're angry?
Well, my siblings tell me that I don't look serious when I'm angry.
Aha, there you go. It's the
Because
perpetual smile.
my dimples give away.
Oh, but you know, the smiling part of you is what I'm just beginning to experience, because the first experience I had of you was from Grind, and you were always like,
Moody.
yeah, seriously. I'm going to teach that girl a lesson she will never forget.
You should act.
I should, eh?
Trying,
No,
good
but
to have
really,
you
well
here.
done.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
So
Okay.
let's talk about you, and especially I'm going to plenty much focus on Grind because I love the series. You played a very interesting role on there, and from the discussions that we've had, it has a very rooted, very meaningful background to the entire series. But why don't you tell us exactly why it was so important to portray such a role in the eye of society?
I think from the writer's perspective, and when I read the script as well, it's just basically trying to say that, oh, these people, these exotic dancers are regular people, and you wouldn't know. They're your neighbors, they come to your church, they just live their regular lives, and you just don't know. And they have, like, life issues, real life problems, just like we do. And there is really nothing that differentiates between us and them.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to touch the lives on what they actually go through in their basic lives.
Maybe we should tell exactly what Grind is about.
Yeah, so, okay, so Grind is, you know, of course, when we talk about Grind, the first thing that comes to mind is, okay,
Exotic
people,
dancers.
you know, working hard, trying to make a living.
Yes.
And then the exotic dancers part, this is you on Grind. And it's hard to marry the two characters with the you that we're seeing now, who is so sweet and gentle and calm, but there you are in your element.
Fierce. And
It's really amazing. It's really amazing just how you were able to really embody that role. But then, this is Nigeria. When I started watching it, even from the first scene, I'm like, hey, something's going to happen here. This is something that somebody is going to do a lot of explaining to their parents and their pastors in particular. How did you take that role? How?
To be honest, I usually focus on story first.
Okay.
And when I read the script, I didn't interpret it the way a normal person, like a regular person would. For me, it was the different topics and the different themes that the script was on, which is family, religion, friendship, love, and
Betrayal.
betrayal. That was what I was focused on, and not necessarily what I was about to do. Sorry, and I think that was what helped me. And we actually had to go through a lot of training for this project.
Can you imagine?
It was a lot. So we had to go for 3 months training for pole dancing.
oh, wow.
We had to go extra miles on working out. I mean, I work out normally, but working out and dancing on the pole is like two total different things.
Wow.
You really need that core strength to be able to pull yourself up. I have profound respect after this project for
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
exotic dance.
That was where I was going. So after the project, after being that character, what's your view on people who this is their life? I know you talked about the fact that it is relatable because there are people around you, your neighbors, your friends, your people in church and all. But when you see them now, after being that character, what do you think? What do you say? What kind of...
So aside from my other colleague, Tyler, the other exotic dancers were actual exotic dancers. Like, we were the only actors on
A bit
set.
too excited, Mary.
Halima is a real one.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mary, calm down now. Calm down now.
And they
Yes.
acted so well.
Yeah, so we had to go for like a understudy to watch them. So we were visiting, you know, clubs and bars just so we can see what they're like, what they talk like. And that's just like us. In fact, I have a project coming up and Alima is going to come on it again.
What kind
And
of a project is this?
it's a film.
Okay.
It's a cinema film.
Okay.
And there's a scene in particular that we'll be needing
Exotic
exotic
dancers as well.
dancers, and she's going to be coming on board with a couple of other dancers. And, well, if I see her, I mean, I've seen her like twice, and we saw each other once in a shopping mall. I was just like, hey, girl, just regular talk. There's really nothing, I don't feel any way at all.
So
I mean,
are you still in contact with Halima? You know why I'm asking? I'm asking because when did you guys shoot? Last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes.
Now, 2 years ago, money was flowing.
No.
Like
Jeez, where are you
water.
going?
Don't touch me. Let me see what I want to say. But now, with the crash course, how are exotic dancers coping? Because we know that they survive on
Spraying.
You know, should I give you a sample?
I have no naira for you, however.
keep
And
it.
it's
I
breakfast
wanted to give
television.
you-
She can collect transfer.
I can't. Thank you.
Sorry, me, I don't know where they
So-
get this experience from.
But really, how are they coping?
Honestly, I haven't asked her that. I think when I see her for this next project, I will ask her how
see.
have
I'm
you
going to follow
been?
up. I'm going to ask you. What did
Yes,
she say?
please.
Because
I
I'm
would-
actually wondering. There's so many businesses, so many careers that are focused on cash itself.
yes.
Say, for example, performers. I remember a performer was here last Friday, and he mentioned the fact that people now buy some kind of
Voucher.
modified notes.
Yes.
Voucher system.
Yes, voucher system. So you're spraying the vouchers, not the notes itself.
Then you transfer.
Then you now transfer to buy it and all. But it's all
We'll
good.
save that for
Yeah.
the next time we have.
I'm curious about something. So we've seen the background for Tarela in Grind. We've seen the background for what's that Yoruba girl? The
Tiwa.
band for Tiwa. But we haven't seen your background story. Is it going to come up?
Keep watching.
Really now?
Keep watching. You would see. I think there's a not mix up for me. My character interpretation, receiving a lot of why are you like this? The PR person handling Twitter has been sending me some tweets, and I see people being mean to me and saying things. I'm like, I'm actually nice.
So you actually get hate mail. Is that what you're saying? People.
Yeah. So my friends will actually know me still like, Rizzy, I did beef you, I did beef. I'm like, calm down. I'm not that bad.
Well, what about when you go over to church, for instance?
Yes.
What do people? What reactions do you get?
Good and bad.
Let's hear about the bad ones.
Wait, church members are watching that kind of stuff. Go on.
Oh, why are people watching?
Yeah, on Sunday, my aunt reached out and she said, oh, she got a call from two of our...
Ministers in church.
Okay, sort of, yes. Like, oh, you know, why does she have to do that? She's still young. She shouldn't be exposing like that. Why? I'm like, why is she watching?
Oh, yeah, why is she watching?
Are they old enough?
and then she says, you know, the only good thing is she liked the part of, you know, talking about the tithes. I don't know whether you've gotten to the episode yet, where, you know, a lot of people, average Nigerians who can't even afford to feed themselves, are taking all of their funds and putting
Tarela's
it into...
mom is
Yes, you know, taking your child's school fees to give it to
Yes.
tithe and offering to your pastor, and that's what she's happy about. And also touching on how parents can be, you know, ignorant sometimes and not really know what's happening in their home. That's how, like Tarela's sister, being careful with neighbors.
Yes,
and I'm
that was
really,
last week.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm really...
Follow up.
I have been. I'm shocked myself.
But apart from Grind, there's much other things that you have also done. And we saw you on a cooking show. What was that
Yes.
show now? And what was it called again?
It's called Converse in an Apron.
Converse in an Apron.
Yes, like
Oh,
conversations in an apron.
nice. I liked it. And there's something about your personality. You're the girl next door. You're so
Yes.
ordinary. You're so effortless. When she came in here, I was like, whoa. And then
It was gushing, actually.
that wasn't
Yeah,
gush.
it
I mean,
was.
what's not to gush after? I mean,
Exactly.
come on. And then we started to talk, and I realized how very ordinary, how very
Regular,
interpersonal, how
yeah.
very relatable,
Relatable.
you are. And
Thank
that's
you.
such a unique quality to have as somebody who is out on, you know, on movies and everything. You should have a chip on your shoulder, but you have nothing like that.
Oh, no.
That's very impressive. I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you.
And then, well, looking, you know, to the future, of course, what are your expectations, your career, your personal life, and all over the next 5 years?
So this year is turning different for me. I decided that this year I was going to do a little bit more behind the scenes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, so my first project coming up is the cinema film that I
Yeah.
told you we're working on. And I'm actually on it as a line producer.
Nice.
It's my first one. I'm
Wow,
sort of
congratulations.
anxious about it. Yes, I also have a series that I'm working on. I'm planning on putting it on I'm not sure yet. Hopefully YouTube. Co-producing with a colleague of mine. It's going to be 10 episodes, something relatable, something like you and I can watch. Like, you're my target audience, and also young women, just to empower women on what we can do together when we support each other. And there's just like basically like space for everybody. Let's work together. Let's strive.
Roseanne, thank you so much for your time.
you.
It's been a very interesting conversation.
Don't go yet. Apart from the fact that you're really distracting, I still want to see you inside of our kitchen because we've got something cooking for you.
Oh yeah, I love
Yes,
food.
exactly. So do stick
Yes,
around.
breakfast.
Ooh,
It's called Wake Up Nigeria for a reason. So we serve
Yes,
you
we'll
breakfast.
wake you up with breakfast.
Food, yes.
Yes.
Thank
Stick around. Stay tuned. Let's bring her over now.
Welcome to the kitchen this time. And today's chef is Chef Kenny, and she's made us breakfast. Coconut rice with plantain and goat's meat and boiled egg and sauce. But don't worry, we'll get you the sauce soon. But we need you to
Have a taste.
have a taste. Give us your feedback on that.
Thank you. So you're going to be sharing the recipe with me.
But it smells really good.
Yes, smells
Love that
amazing.
African smell to it. Very nice. I like it.
Good.
It's hot though.
Who's hot?
Easy.
Boarding House alumni. It's easy to tell them. It's always easy to tell Boarding House alumni. You went to Boarding House, right? It's obvious. You guys have natural cooler in your mouth.
And she's still going in.
And she's so
So,
good.
why am I
Let's go.
pitying her?
Breakfast is served. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
What's
much.
your take?
Thank
You like it?
Roseanne.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yes.
Amazing stuff.
All right.
Tuesday has been a tasty one.
Yes, it has been.
We've enjoyed the show. We're hoping you out there have as well.
Yeah.
If you haven't gotten enough, well, tomorrow we're bringing you another dose for a Wednesday. I'll be here, so that's something to look forward to.
Ash Wednesday. It's a solemn Wednesday, but trust me, you're going to get all the excitement you can take in on the show. Right now, however, we have to say bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
As we thank everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.